What were you saying?
No, but what I was saying earlier is that what you were saying earlier is I think comics calling out other comics and getting them canceled and whatnot. I think that for some reason we should be able to. We got to weed that out.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because that right there, it's like it's hard enough. You know, if it's sexual based, that's one thing.
What can you do?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oops.
You do shit like that. It's like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
That's a real crime.
Yeah, that's a crime.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if it's words, just for comedians, and I don't mean to blanket comedians, but I feel my train of thought is, and you know, is that if it's just words, especially in a joke, you can't. You cross that line and want to cancel and bring these things up, and look what so and so said. It's like, get out, get out of the. I know you'll maybe get opportunity, fine, but get the fuck out of the business. I'm like automatically. It doesn't matter how funny you are. I'm like, you're out, dude. Get out. That's bitch. That's such a little bitch move.
I went to a club once that like everyone hired, right? Everyone played it, and I didn't play it for many, many years. And then one day, 10 years later or whatever, I finally get a weekend there, right? And I show up. And I play the weekend myself, and then Sunday night, the manager comes up to me and he goes, "Oh man, you're nothing like what I thought you were gonna be like." And I'm like, "Why? I've never been here before." He's like, "Some guy told me like a while back how you were, right? That I did this, I do that, this and that." And I'm like, "I've never done those things, right?" So some piece of shit comic, right, just rattles his mouth off, right? And when you do that, you know, that could lead to no work for somebody.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's like, ever since then, it's like, I just can't tolerate that shit.
And you know what, too? I think there's a big thing, too. It's like the victim mentality. It's like, hey, listen, something happens in your career. I'm just talking about comedians. Like, because something happens, because I feel like I'm the only thing qualified to, talk about it. I feel like sometimes, even I do it. I go off on rants making these statements. I'm like, dude, you just tell the jokes at the fucking funny bone, stupid. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're... Like, I went on the Megyn Kelly show a month ago. I sounded like an idiot. She's asking me these questions about, like, Atlanta voting laws, and I'm telling jokes about my dad... And I'm just like, fuck, I sound like a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
So, but you live and you learn. So with comedians, though, with this victim stuff, it's like, oh, I don't have a show anymore. It's just shut up. Just make the new thing. You're a comedian. Just make it. You take these things away from me. I'll try to keep fighting to make the new thing then.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just keep continuing to do that. And then if I lose on it all, I'll go back to physical therapy. And then I'll just continue to keep trying. I'm never going to blame anybody for my misfortunes. It's always rests on me. It's like the comedians that blame the audience. It's like, dude, I know some audiences are better than others, but it's your job it's our job to figure it out.
Yeah.
Every night, you just have to figure it out. And sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But it's like, maybe the audience, it's not the audience's fault. They were harder that night, sure. But you stood out, you had to fucking dig deeper. And there's plenty of times where, I don't. I bomb all the time.
Were you really a PT?
Yeah, I still am. The great Governor Cuomo from New York just in the beginning of the pandemic, he reinstated every health professional's license that had lapsed because of the pandemic or whatever, because we were, physical therapists became important for like respiratory therapy. So my license had lapsed because I stopped doing physical therapy in 2013. And then I think it lapsed in like 2018. I never reinstated it because I've been, just doing this full time. But then I got a letter in the mail that was like, hey, your license, you can go treat physical. Now my license is good till I think 2024. Wow. So I'm like technically still alive.
But do you know the move still?
I was a pediatric physical therapist mostly, so I could work on you because you have little body parts. But somebody with bigger feet.
No, wait. What?
Like Kalila, I would have to. Kalila has beautiful big feet. I love big feet in a woman.
That, but
yes.
I'm pediatric? What does that mean?
Means you're baby.
Baby, because your body's smaller. You look like most of the children I treated with Down syndrome that would work with. Yes, it's true.
All right. Why don't cut that out? I want people to know that.
No,